In today's video, I'll be spending 50 days on an ARK Multiplayer server. If you're unfamiliar with ARK, ARK is a game where you build bases and weapons to protect yourself from other players. And also, there are dinosaurs that roam the entire map. You can hunt and tame dinosaurs, which give you a massive advantage. Taming some dinosaurs can be very resource intensive, but are essential for thriving in the ARK. And with all that being said, let's get into surviving 50 days on the ARK. I started day number 1 and I forgot to record me creating my character, so my bad. But it doesn't really matter. So I instantly started getting materials, punching down trees, and I also invited my friend to my tribe.
Among Us.
Among Us. There we go. Alright. Once I earned engram points via punching down trees, taming, killing dinosaurs, stuff like that, I would spend them on narcs, a spyglass, as well as a bed, which would allow me to respawn wherever I felt like, wherever the bed was. Just allows me to craft the items. It doesn't actually give me the items, just allows me to be able to craft the items. I placed down thatch foundations, which is literally the weakest thing you can use for building, but it was just a foundation which would eventually lead up to me upgrading to wood. Next, I learned the engrams for a bow and stone arrows. I got the required materials to craft the bow and around 48 arrows. Then I would kill dodos for their hide, and hide is used to make many useful items like a bed and saddles.
I am knocked out.
Oh, this bow does some damage if you get the headshot.
Bro, why am I KO'd? This is some bullshit.
This is my friend's first time playing, and it was pretty funny. I had to tell him about pretty much everything here. But I also got some wooden structures, which I would eventually upgrade the base with. Yeah, well, food spoils, bro.
Berries?
Yeah. Are you stupid? Someone blowing from Stupid Town, bro? Come on, bro. What do you mean, do berries? Well, yeah. I would get to work on making the wooden foundation as well as a mortar and pestle, which is probably the second most important behind the smithy because this is how you make gunpowder for bullets and narcs for taming dinos. I would also start working on the walls of the new foundation here with wood, and I also unlocked a lot more engram points. Ooh, refining forge, smithy, metal pick, metal hatchet, trank arrows, crossbow. Next, I would create spikes around the wall just to keep other dinos from getting in.
Oh, you making the barricades?
Man, might as well. I don't know how long we're even going to stay here, because, I mean, we're on the beach, and you know how the beach goes.
Yeah.
You know how much I despise the beach. I would finish off the ceiling and floor with wood, as well as adding a storage box, because by this point, we were having a lot of materials that we just couldn't keep in our inventory. And Mr. Borov would get off for a little bit, but eventually would be back online later, so I was on my own for now. Day 2, I got interrupted by this bird the second I got outside. I tried shooting it, but I'm gonna be honest, ARK's hitboxes are pretty wonky, but, you know, eventually he'd go away. I used my bow to collect more hide. Next, I would unlock a ghillie suit, which I would never use, but, you know, whatever. And I made a refining forge, which is how you smelt iron, and you need iron to make the smithy. After that, I climbed up the hill, which has an abundant source of metal. Now, you can find metal in normal rocks, but it gives you far less than going up to these golden-looking rocks. I was crafting more narcs for taming, and while I was getting more materials, I got attacked by a raptor. It was fine, I just waited for him to go away and then I got my loot back, but it was definitely pretty annoying. I now had 17 iron ingots, which meant I could make a smithy. The smithy allows you to craft more advanced items like long neck rifles, crossbows, and a lot of things involving metal. I crafted a metal pickaxe and axe, which is more efficient and gives you more resources per swing. And I also made a crossbow. The crossbow is basically just a more powerful version of the bow and arrow. It can also be used underwater to tame sharks and other creatures. I made 2 more refining forges just to speed up the metal process. And I also like the engram points for metal structures. Most creatures can actually break into metal structures, so that's why they're really good. But they definitely do cost a lot of metal ingots, so I'd have to wait a while until I can actually use them. I kept collecting more metal on the hill and storing it in a storage box because I just couldn't carry all of it. I was attempting to transport my metal from the hill to the beach house at night, but I was attacked and killed by Trudons the whole night. Eventually, though, I was able to make it down to the beach house by early morning, but guess what? I got attacked by a carno just at the entrance. I had to respawn and I tried to swim back to my loot, but it didn't matter because there were piranhas in the water. And again, I got back and got killed by the exact same carno. This was awful. Like, what? Like, come on, just leave me alone. My flak armor was completely broken by the Trudons, so I didn't stand much of a chance against anything without armor. So thankfully, I was able to repair it and I was good to go. Day 3, I decided to tame a Dilophosaur. And it was a very easy tame, requiring almost no materials. But I had completely forgotten that the Dilophosaur had horrible weight and could hardly carry any metal. For some reason, I thought if I had him follow me, he would still move because I wasn't riding him. Looking back, it made no sense, but in the moment, it made sense. I don't really know. Now I had enough metal ingots to make a long neck rifle. The long neck rifle can shoot trank darts, which is even better than the crossbow with trank arrows. Making bullets and darts require a lot of metal, gunpowder, and narc, so it was definitely going to have to be a while until I would be able to use it. Next, I would try to tame a trike. A trike is great at collecting berries, so that's why I wanted one. But as I shot him with trank darts, he got knocked unconscious underwater, which meant there was nothing I could do and he would simply just drown. I would continue to craft gunpowder for bullets for my long neck rifle. By the end of day 3, I thought it was time to leave the beach and head for Herbivore Island. Day 4, I was packing up all my loot for my permanent base at Herbivore Island. Herbivore Island is an island in the bottom right, and I really like it because A, you have to travel all the way across the ocean, so if any players try to attack me, they're gonna have to go all the way across the water. And there's no carnivores. It is just Herbivore Island, so you face arguably no threat there. I found a Hesperornis, which is a small bird that drops organic polymer. Organic polymer is used to make ghillie suits, so I made sure to get as much as possible. I crafted 3 ghillie suits out of the organic polymer, thinking that we would use them, but we really wouldn't. So kind of no purpose of actually getting it, but you know, at least I had it. After that, I continued my journey to Herbivore Island. I eventually would make it there later in that day. Once I got there, I found a unicorn, which is the rarest creature on the island. Once I got there, I found a unicorn, which is the rarest creature on the island where only one will roam the entire map at once. As I tried to tame the unicorn, it ran into the water just to get killed by sharks. Next, I didn't realize that there was a cliff, so I just jumped off of it. Fall damage is easily one of the biggest killers in this game, and even a small jump can take a huge part of your health bar. Since I didn't put a bed down, I had to make another raft so I could sail back to the island. Once I got back, I started getting stone to create stone foundations. I also made a couple of campfires because I was quickly dying of hypothermia. I spent the rest of the day making a lot more progress on my base, and on day 5, I made a lot of progress by completing my base, putting in refining forges, and making a massive behemoth stone gateway. And by the end of the day, I had already made 5 in total. Day 6, I kept surrounding the cliff in stone gateways, which would just keep out all the dinosaurs. And I also tamed a pterodactyl, which is a flyer and a very useful creature. Day 7, I went out to get chitin, which is required for the pterodactyl saddle, and Mr. Worf got back on.
My clothes! I was trippy.
I know, well, I got new clothes for you specifically. Can you believe that? Wow, awesome.
Okay, dude. I was gone for like 5 minutes.
Did you just take it all willy-nilly?
I just grabbed the armor that I need.
Incredibly organized ghillie suit.
I'm taking your primitive long rifle.
No, I worked hard for that. No. No. That's mine now. Freaking meanie. I equipped the saddle on the pterodactyl, and as I flew out, I found a Rex, but I was definitely not prepared to tame one yet. Okay, I just found it. Wow, that was really quick. I found a T-Rex. The rest of day 7, I created more stone gateways around the cliff. I crafted more narcs and gunpowder, and I was getting very close to finishing the gateways all the way around the cliff. Day 8, I collected more metal. By this point, I had a lot of gunpowder and started crafting bullets for my long neck rifle. And with that, I could craft trank darts, which aids in taming larger and more powerful creatures. For the rest of day 8, I put in spikes around the beach to keep out players and dinos. Someone also typed in chat, which was a little bit scary. On day 9, I went out and I found a Spino and just kind of waited in my base just until the refining forges were done smelting. Day 10, I traveled across the whole map just to get towards the snowy area. Once I got there, I created a trap for an Argentavis. I had to watch out for creatures nearby just so I wouldn't get attacked during the taming process. I would now lure the Argentavis into the trap by simply getting off my bird and flying in. I could slip through the crack and he would be just stuck in there. From this point, I would just shut the gate and it would be super easy, just firing as many darts as I had into him until he was eventually knocked out. While I was waiting for the RG to be tamed, I saw this other one that was a very high level and it had really cool colors like yellow and blue. So I was just like thinking, I might want to get that one later, which eventually I would end up getting later. And if I had 2 RGs, that meant I could breed them, which technically I could have an infinite RG farm. It's a little more complicated than that, but you get the gist. Next, I killed the Sarco to get raw prime meat. Raw prime meat is simply just more efficient than taming with raw meat. Next, I got some stone because I wanted to make a small secondary base type of deal here. I would just use this spot just like mainly for making saddles and put a spawn point here. So this would just act as a secondary small little base, and that's about it. I put all the meat into the RG to try to tame it, and it was still only at about 40%, so it was going to be a while. I also took out a turtle so I can get the chitin from it to make a saddle, and while I was doing that, I got chased by a saber-tooth. And I did not realize that Sabertooth actually killed the RG, which really sucked. But I was able to lock the Sabertooth inside here, and I was taming this one. It was a level 144, which is pretty good, but it definitely was annoying because that meant I had to, get another RG. Day 11, I put grinding forges on my secondary base. I would also start smelting metal in there. The metal would be used for making a Sabertooth saddle. I then fed the Sabertooth the prime meat, and yeah, it was good to go. And it was definitely a very fast mount, so it was a very useful creature, actually. I then lured that Argentavis that I looked at earlier, and I lured him into the trap, locked the door, you know how it goes, and started shooting him with trank darts. He was eventually knocked out, and I got some more raw prime meat from another RG that I killed. For the rest of day 11, I made sure I guarded the RG just so, you know, what happened last time doesn't happen again, and by the end of the day, it was only about 25%, so I was going to need to wait a little longer. Next, I had to kill like, one of these sea Roomba type deals. I got the chitin from it, and I made the Argentavis saddle, so that was nice, you know, got the Argentavis tamed, and I was ready to go. I was ready to get out of here. And at the end of day 12, I made it back to my base, and by this point, I had a lot of metal, so, you know, I was just ready to upgrade stuff and get more metal stuff. Day 13, I was making more narcs inside my base for taming, and I went out, I got some stone, I made some stone gateways to make a trap. It's a super easy trap, just 6 stone gateways, and you're able to trap a Spino or a T-Rex or anything like that. It was very easy. I just led the Spino in, and he would, you know, walk around. He would just, you know, 'cause the AI in this game is kind of dumb sometimes, so you can just kind of walk around him and trap him in, and I just started shooting trank darts at him until he got knocked out, and it was pretty easy, but he was on very low health, so it was, you know, I was pretty close to killing him actually, but fortunately I didn't. I also learned my lesson from taming the RG is that I need to protect this guy the entire time here, and I also got some fish because the Spinos like fish the most. You can feed them normal meat or whatever, but they like fish the most, and it's the most efficient, so, you know, might as well. While I was waiting, I went up to a beaver dam here, and beaver dams are extremely useful. They will give you cementing paste, silica pearls, a bunch of wood, stuff like that, and they will attack you, but if you're, you know, if you're good enough and you can kill the animals and stuff like that, then you'll be fine. I put the raw prime fish meat in, and yeah, he was ready to go. He does a ton of damage, and it was just really fun to use. I also didn't mention that the Spino is really good at swimming, so I just swam back to my base, and that was about it for day 14. Day 15, I killed a Rex. By killing the low-level Rex, that meant another Rex could spawn, which could be a higher level, and, you know, maybe that would be a choice for me to tame. Because you really do not want to tame low-level creatures, and you'll eventually see why later, but, yeah, it's so much better to high-level creatures, and don't even waste your materials and time on low-level creatures. After that, I got some more metal, and by this point, I was having a lot of metal. Each refining forge had about 200 to 400 ingots, so I was definitely at a lot here, and I was getting ready to upgrade my base, and also a bunch of narcs and gunpowder and stuff like that, so by this point, I was pretty stacked on most resources that I need. At the start of day 17, I went to a drop on my island, and it was nothing in there, so, you know, whatever. And it was also time to upgrade to metal. Metal is honestly pretty ugly versus stone, but it's a lot stronger, so, you know, might as well. Upgraded the foundation first, and then making a much more spark powder, which is required for gunpowder, which will make bullets. Day 18, I went up to the volcano because I wanted to get obsidian. I wanted to get this obsidian because I wanted to make a cryopod, and a cryopod is super useful. You're able to put a dinosaur in something, you just hold it in your inventory, and you're able to drop the dinosaur wherever, so you don't have to make him follow you or ride the dinosaur. You can simply just have him on you, and you can carry as many as you can, and yeah, it's super useful for raiding bases or just trying to bring your dinosaur somewhere. The great thing about the RG is not only does it have an amazing weight so I can carry a bunch of stuff, but anything that's stone or metal will be half. If you put it in the RG, it'll be half. So let's say it's 100 in your inventory, it'll be 50 in the RG. That's why the RG is so good. As I was getting more obsidian down the hill, I got attacked by a saber tooth, and I was just chilling, and I just got attacked. I remember when I said that fall damage was like one of the biggest killers in this game. I went down way too far. I jumped, tried to escape, and that did not work. I went back to my second base and got the saber tooth. I came back, and the RG was still there, thankfully. So I was mainly concerned about the RG, not really my loot. I could always get my loot back, but the RG would definitely be a lot harder to get out. You know, you got to get the level, then you got to tame it, and all this stuff. So thankfully, the RG was there. He killed the saber tooth, and I was good to go. Got all my loot and came back to my base. I deposited my obsidian, I went on the trike, got some more narco berries for narcs, and I went in the water with the Spinos thinking, okay, I can easily kill a creature, and I just got jumped by every creature in the ocean there. Megalodons, manta rays, everything, and as I did that, I died. I killed the Spino, and I also just died as well. It was horrible. So yeah, it was gonna be a little tricky to get my stuff back. So basically what I did is I went with the pterodactyl instead of the RG because I don't want to lose another creature that's actually good. So I went down with the pterodactyl, got my stuff, got back up. Fortunately, he was low enough to the ground where I could be able to ride him and just get out. So, and yeah, it was really just dumb because, you know, who would ever, you know, bring down like well, of course I would never bring down a creature later to the bottom of the ocean and then get it killed. I would never do. Why would I do that? That wouldn't be me. Day 19, I unlocked the scuba gear and also stole from the beavers again. Day 20, I used the obsidian to make polymer, and polymer is used in the cryopods, and I finally had all the required materials to make one. I also crafted 3 things of scuba gear, and I could now, you know, see what's in the ocean. I took a quick peek, but then realized, yeah, I'm definitely not ready. I'm gonna need some kind of creature or something to even do this. I went back on the trike and got some more narco berries to make more narcs. By this point, I was completely stacked on most resources, made some more gunpowder, and it was also time to upgrade my base to full metal. I started replacing my stone structures with metal ones, and I also thought it might be time to get a Rex. I haven't got a Rex yet, so it would be something a little bit different. It's roughly the same as the Spino, for being honest, but it just looks a lot cooler in my opinion. I tamed him the exact same way I did the Spino, and by day 21, I got him knocked out. While the other Rex was knocked out, I found a blue Rex, which honestly I kind of just got because I thought it was a cool color. It wasn't super high level, it was only like level 60, but it wasn't too bad, so I got him just trapped in there, and I was pretty much out of durability on my long neck rifle, so I'd have to come back. So I picked up the Rex, I got some metal on the way back, and dropped the Rex off at my base. I repaired my long neck rifle, and then went back and just started taming the other blue Rex, and eventually got him knocked out, and just kind of got some more raw prime meat, but also making sure I defended the thing, because obviously I learned from the RG that you got to just defend them the whole time, if we're being honest. If you want to be the safest, you got to do that. I also checked a purple drop, and I got like a blue revolver. I don't end up using it, but I just kind of kept it around. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. After I got the drop, there was a 144 Rex that was headed straight towards my down dino, so I had to lead him away, but I really wanted to tame him because this is the highest level so far. I trapped him the exact same way as all the other dinos, just using the 6 stone gateways and just shooting tranks at him. It took a lot of darts, but I finally got him knocked out, and I went back to my old blue dino here and put the raw prime meat in, and I got him tamed and brought him back. Day 22, I went back to the old Rex here, and obviously I advised just staying with the Rex, but I didn't because I had to bring back the blue Rex, which I probably should have kept there, but it would, I mean, we're good. So I went back, I fed him raw prime meat, and eventually he was tamed, and I brought him back. I then crafted 2 Rex saddles, and also bred 2 Rexes, but it didn't matter because I didn't even look after the egg anyway, so it was just gonna die. But, yeah, you know, it was worth the chance. Maybe there was like a 1% chance that it could have still survived, but yeah, it was kind of just it was just useless. I spent all of day 23 getting more resources like metal and also crafting a bunch more narcs. Day 24, I went out to the Arctic to see if I could get silica pearls. I looked it up. I thought there were silica pearls here, but there really isn't much or any. Maybe it could be just because it was nighttime and I can't see anything, but yeah, there was better spots to find them. Basically, silica pearls are made for electronics, which are made for like turrets and other stuff like that, so that was my main reason why I wanted that. On the way back from the Arctic, I went over to a beehive thinking I could grab the honey really quick, and I just died right away. So yeah, that was kind of a mistake. Fortunately though, I was able to respawn nearby, and my RG already killed all the bees, so I was good to go. And the last thing that I did was I got some oil from the ocean. Day 25, I picked up the stone gateways that I used to tame the Rex. I checked out this one cave nearby, which was good for a base or whatever, but I would never end up going in, and put some fuel in their fighting forges. Day 26, I spent a huge amount of time only going for beaver dams. Of course, I want the cementing paste the most because it's required for metal and other useful materials. Of course, I was mainly going for the beaver dams, but as I was looking around for more beaver dams, I found an albino Rex that was 132, which is a really high level, and I was like, I might as well tame it. I mean, I have the equipment for it, so might as well. In the morning of day 27, I finally knocked out the Rex, and I just defended him just from other dinos and also got some meat from it, and yeah, that was about it. I took out all the frames, just checked on them, and went up to the mountain because I wanted to get some obsidian, metal, stuff like that. On the way down from the mountain, I found my saber tooth. This is what I used to go get the RG after I died and had to come back and all that stuff. So I brought the saber tooth down, and I only had 1 cryopod on me, so I couldn't bring him back, only the Rex, so he's just gonna have to stay there. And I put the raw prime meat in the Rex, I got him tamed and put him in a cryopod, and then I guess I brought him back. But the rest of that day was not very eventful. I pretty much just waited on the furnaces. You know, I got my obsidian that I got from the mountain. You know, just making sure everything was good to go. So yeah, it wasn't very you know, eventful, but you know, I got some iron, so it was whatever. Now, day 28 was a very interesting day. I started taming sharks. I don't know why. I just was taming these megalodons because I wanted to go. I mean, I wanted to go down eventually to the bottom. I'm not even really sure why I tamed a megalodon. I didn't really need any oil, but I guess if I had one, you know, that's better than not having one. I did tame 2 of them. One was level 24, and the other one was 96. Now, obviously, I wanted the 96 one first, and I just killed the other one because I was like, I might as well need the raw prime fish meat because I was going to need it to tame the other one. And, I mean, 96, I think, is a pretty high level for megalodons. I don't usually tame sea creatures, but a megalodon is a very fast, you know, creature underwater, and I thought, you know, I might need it. Then I got on my trek and got some berries. I was pretty much just killing time, just waiting for the Megalodon to be tamed, and by the time I got back, he was tamed. I put a saddle on him, and he was level 137, which is pretty solid, I think, and, yeah, I just kind of just swam out there with the Megalodon. I took the Megalodon down to the bottom of the ocean, and I wanted to grab some silica pearls. As I went to get the silica pearls, I got attacked, and it was really bad. I was able to eventually get him to follow me, and I was able to hop on and try to get to the surface, but as I got to the surface, they completely followed him, which meant he would literally just die. So literally, even though the same day I just tamed him, he was already dead, which is, it just felt like such a waste of time. After the shark attack, I went back to my loot, got all my stuff, put all my stuff in the fabricator pretty much, mainly oil and silica pearls, and I also made an auto turret. Auto turrets are extremely useful. They do so much damage, and I made these little, like, tower deals. They're not very tall, but I think they would definitely do the job here. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't look up how to do this. I completely forgot how to set up these things, so I was kind of just wasting my time. But I made a little generator for them, which you need to power them, and I had no clue what I was doing, so I was really just looking like an idiot. On day 29, I was kind of just out doing whatever, just killing Spinos, and as I was just flying around, I found a 136 Tech Rex. A tech creature is pretty much like a robotic version of a creature. Not every creature has it, but it's definitely it's just an appearance, but it looks really cool. So yes, it'll be no different from the normal creatures that are the same level, they just have a different appearance. So I got to work making a little trap for him. I lured him in, you know, and then I closed the gate on him, or I guess just put a thing there so he couldn't leave, and that was pretty good until I got interrupted here. I got bit. I got very low on health, and I thought it was in the clear. I was just like, I'm gonna eat berries, I'll be alright. But a Therizinosaur just came up and just chumped me. That was very annoying, but of course I was able to just respawn back, get my loot, and start taming. A little thing about the tech creatures are, they're just kind of harder to find. I feel like that could just be me, but I feel like they are a lot harder to find than just the normal creatures. And also another thing is they don't just draw like raw and prime meat and raw meat, stuff like that. They will drop electronics, oil, scrap metal, so it's a little different than your average dino. And from there, you guys know how it works. It was just defending him from other Rexes and other hostile creatures around. And another thing I also wanted to add about the tech creatures, I know I keep going on about this, but I just wanted to add this, is you actually do feed them raw prime meat and raw meat, even though it makes no sense because they're like robots. But I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, but just it works, okay? So, yeah, I just fed them that, and I was able to tame them. I was also mid-air, and I pressed the E key, and I jumped off my RG, and I died to fall damage. You know what? I just don't even know. I can't defend myself. I have no clue why I did that. So yeah, we're just gonna pretend that did not happen. It didn't happen. All right. Day 30, got all my stuff back. The Rex was finally up. Put him in the cryopod and brought him back to my base. And I decided to head out at night to the Arctic. Man, the Arctic just sucks. Like, even with full-on, like, the best gear you can use for when it's cold, it just doesn't really work. I mean, I went there for silica pearls, but it just was really just not fun. And this would continue into day 31, and there are these, like, stone oil things that are in the back of the Arctic area, and they give you a huge amount of oil, and you don't even need to go out on the ocean, so it's just super convenient. And I know I keep going on about the oil, but the oil is just used for so many things, like the fabricator, and, you know, you need it for the generator, and it can also make cryopods, stuff like that. But, you know, it could also be the American in me, brother. Gotta get that oil, brother. That's good oil right there. Yeah, I'm definitely cutting this whole part out, man. I shouldn't even be making YouTube videos. As I was heading back to my RG, I got attacked by a Sarco. The Sarco grabbed me and just killed me, which meant I just had to respawn. I kept dying on the way back because I was just freezing, and I found this little spot in between where the land is and water, and it would actually I wouldn't be freezing. I would be cold, but I wouldn't be freezing, which meant I was able to eventually regain health, and I would be okay. As I slowly regained enough health, I swam over to the RG, and the RG already killed the Sarco, so I was already good on that end. I just got all my stuff and hopped on the RG. On the way back from the Arctic, I went to the volcano and, you know, got some obsidian, because might as well. I mean, you know, you can never have enough. And, yeah, at the end of the day, I made it back to my base. And by the time I got back, I got 1,900 silica pearls. A very good run from only 2 days worth of work. On day 32, I found out that I had a ton of spoiled meat that was just left in my RG, so that was kind of nice. And I also went on the Tech Rex that I tamed. I just kind of tested around. I was like, I might as well get some meat and just see how much damage it does, and it does a lot of damage. So yeah, it was definitely worth getting that Tech Rex. I also unlocked the engram for night vision, but I definitely did not have the materials for it. I thought it might be time to tame another creature, so I went up to a pretty cool looking Spino here. I tried to tame it or whatever, but a Baryonyx just came in and killed it, so that definitely sucked. While I was sitting on top of this cliff with the RG, I think I witnessed one of the saddest deaths ever.
No, don't pull. No. Ah!
Since the Carno was a pretty high level, I decided to get some stone and wood, so I made a little trap for him, and this is mainly for like medium-sized creatures like the Therizinosaur, Baryonyx, and Carno. It was very easy to lure the Carno into the trap. Basically just flew in the back of the RG. Eventually he would just go up this ramp, fall in the thing, and he would be pretty much stuck in there. So I just hit him with tranq darts, and eventually I would get him knocked out. The taming process for this creature was very slow. This is due to him being such a high level, and I just thought I might as well go back to my base, craft a saddle, and come back. But even by the morning of day 33, he was only about 65% done. And I also trapped another Carno. I got it tamed and brought him back. The last thing I did for day 33 was put some spikes around the base, and that's about it. Day 34, I got my boy Evan on. You know how it goes. I invited him to a tribe, and he would be, you know, on the rest of the journey.
Did I accept it?
Yeah, you did.
I did.
I brought him back to the base on the RG, and he got geared up, but it was very loud, that's for sure. Dude, like, yo, what?
What is my tank?
Bro,
Hey, how's it going, partner? What is crack lacking, my dude?
turn that off, bro. That is so...
Gang.
Dude.
Oh, no, this can be loud.
No, I don't want it. Oh my god. After that horrible noise, me and Evan got a bunch of narco berries, and I also fell off my bird, which I was not too happy about. Are you serious? It automatically... Bro, this game is... I was eventually able to retrieve all my stuff back, and as we were just flying around randomly, we found someone's base.
I bet you there's a base over here, 100%.
Oh, there's a whole base. Oh my. We kind of just took a look around this guy's base just to see what we were dealing with. Let's keep the levels real quick, though. 77. Dude, I swear we can bring all our Rexes here in this game end. I crafted a bunch more cryopods and put all my dinosaurs in cryopods. Day 36, I put all the dinos down at this guy's base, and they were all pretty much cryosickness, which meant I was going to have to wait a while. And we also found this guy that was just unconscious. It was kind of strange. There's a guy sitting
Where?
there. Don't get his stuff.
Where?
All the animals are going to attack, but look at this dude.
Hey,
This
that'd be
guy's
awesome.
name is Big D Ballin', bro.
Big D ballin'.
Big D ballin', shoot. But since all the dinosaurs were cryosickness, then we were just kind of waiting there. As well as flying back to the base to get an RPG to blow this guy's base up, I did the exact same thing once again. No!
You good?
Bring the pterodactyl over. I freaking did the set. Ah! I'm gonna spawn at the base that you're at. I'm freaking so dumb. So yeah, I had to go get the pterodactyl and bring the RG down and get my loot. And on day 37, I was able to get the RPG and the rockets for it. So yeah, I cannot tell you how many times I've died to fall damage. It's ridiculous. But by the time I got back, all the creatures were up, and it was time to wreck shop.
Ready, Jit? You ready?
Neutral, yes sir. All right, attack this target. Y'all know what to do, baby. Let's do this.
Holy sh!
And just like that, it was that easy just to take out his entire army of dinosaurs. I mean, it was so easy. Even though he would only take a quarter health as if he was online, we still won because of just how low his creatures are. It basically goes to show what happens when you don't have high enough level creatures and you go for lower levels. It's completely not worth going for lower levels. You're just going to waste resources while you could be out there getting a higher level creature. The server had offline raid protection, which literally just means we cannot break his stuff if he's offline, which is really dumb in my opinion, but, you know, I guess it's just the rules. I can't really do anything about it. But he gets on just as Evan gets off.
I saw that it was.
Oh, it's Dylan! He said lol. We can go kill him now. Oh my gosh, get back on. Hold on. Is you just cool like that?
You weigh me. At least declare yourself. I bet it was Among Us. Among Us.
Wait, what did he say? Did he really say it? So by this point, it was a race to get to his base before he logged off. I never saw this message down in the corner, but he actually left a dino on our island, and I never knew about it. So he actually knew where we were, and I had no clue he had a dino there. Eventually, I would find out. And I won't lie, this guy was a bit odd. Well, guess what? I swallowed your Rex's eggs. Ew. What a weirdo. Watch this.
Plus ratio, plus you fell off, plus triggered, plus any askers, plus red pilled, plus ratio again, plus final ratio, plus rip bozo.
Why did you actually kill my though?
I almost did, dog. They were... you're not wrong. Well, we arrived at the base, and let's just say we did a little bit of trolling. Watch this, bro. Later, Dylan. Hey, yo! Alright, hold on, I'm about to destroy the base. Get out, get out, get out.
Okay.
Holy crap, dog.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we're good.
Do one more.
What was that?
It was, a little bit of trolling, a little bit of trolling. Say that.
Say a little bit of
Oh
trolling.
my gosh, they got stuff. Holy crap, bro. They had stuff. They were
A little bit of trolling.
a little bit. A little bit
A little,
of trolling.
a little bit of trolling.
Just a little bit. And as it turns out, it was completely stacked. There was loot everywhere.
If you wanna raid us, we are at
Fortnite. I don't know.
your
Moms.
mom's house. Her down right now.
Why did I find that funny?
I'm in her currently. I have 3 dads.
What? And the last thing I did was drop Evan off, and I would be on my own for a little bit. He would eventually come back, but for now, I would just be by myself. Day 38, I made another trap for creatures, and I was going to tame a Therizinosaur. The Therizinosaur is pretty much on par with the Rexes. I know that's kind of strange to think because it's like half the size of a Rex, but trust me, it is a very good creature. This is actually a herbivore, which means it'll just eat berries. On top of that, it can also collect a bunch of fiber, berries, and wood. As I was getting pretty close to knocking him out, he actually escaped, and I got attacked by another Therizinosaur. This is a completely different one, which meant I had to respawn and get my loot back. So that meant I had to avoid both the Therizinosaurs and get my loot back. Day 39, I found a 174 Spino, which is such a high level, so I knew I needed to get him. I trapped him in with the exact same trap I have always been using here, but I didn't have enough durability on my long neck rifle, so I was going to need to go back and craft another one. And once I got back, I started knocking him out. I eventually got him knocked out, but this guy was losing torpor really quickly, which meant he was going to wake back up. And I also had to feed him narcs just to make sure he wouldn't wake back up. I went to a legendary drop and I found a purple shotgun. This is an insanely good shotgun that I'm glad I picked up. I then fed him raw prime meat, and he wasn't even halfway tamed yet, so I was going to need to go back and get some narcs. And on day 40, I made it back to the Spino. If you're wondering why I wait so long to feed the dinos, it's because I want to basically starve them, and then they are able to get better, higher quality like food to tame, if that makes any sense. Since raw prime meat spoils so fast, then if you put it all in at the beginning, then it's not really going to matter. You're going to need to go get more raw prime meat later. So that's why I wait until the very end to give him meat. Just to make sure I was good, I went back to my base, got some more narcs, and I actually did tame him. I didn't really show it, I guess. I don't know why, but whatever. I just do have it in the cryopod, so that's proof that I was able to get it. Next, I got some resources because I wanted to craft another trap for a Therizinosaur. My previous attempts were very unsuccessful, and I tried to do it again. I lured him in, and I died again. The exact same thing that happened. So I had to spawn in a swamp that was relatively nearby, but I just died by a raptor and then a Carno. But finally, I was able to get back to the trap. I tried to get my loot back, and for some reason, I swear I clicked it, but I guess I just didn't get any of my loot. Next, I was just kind of tired of dealing with this guy, so I got in the RG thinking I was going to kill him, and he killed me through the RG. Like, I was riding the RG, but the RG wasn't the one that took damage. I took damage, which instantly killed me. Now it was nighttime, it was even harder to see and harder to get there, and I got killed by a Therizinosaur. Respawned in a swamp nearby, and I just got killed literally instantly. Caprisuch just literally grabbed me, and now it was over. I couldn't do anything. And when I finally got there on day 41, my RG was killed.
But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
And not only did my loot despawn when I got back, the RG had no loot. There was nothing on him that was useful, so I had to just respawn back at my base and tame a pterodactyl. Eventually I did get the pterodactyl tamed, and I found a megalodon. This is actually owned by the same tribe we raided, but it was just here. I don't know why. It was just randomly in this really weird spot by a river. I went through the whole night just going back to where I got my RG from and basically just stayed at my second base until it was morning. Day 42, I found a 156 RG, and the exact same thing happened. I trapped him in, got him tamed, and by the end of the day, I was able to get him tamed and come back. I went back to see what was left of where I got killed with the RG, and I knew what I had to do, alright? Listen, I went on a Therizinosaur rampage, alright? Like, these things are, you know, they're extinct now, alright? Because I already killed them all. I'm sorry, alright? What are you gonna do? I also tamed a Baryonyx. A Baryonyx is kind of like a smaller Spino. It's really good at swimming, but it can also go on land, and it's just kind of nice to have. And it was also make sure I was completely stacked up on gunpowder, because we were getting ready to tame something huge. Day 44, Evan was back on, and we also killed Dylan's Megalodon. So, I'm sorry, Dylan. You know, it's just how it goes. Oh, no! I'm so sorry, Dylan. Nah, I ain't sorry for nothing, bro. That's what you get. While we were flying on the RG, we also went past a base that we wanted to check out. Alright. I found alley cats. Alley cats. Alley cats. Enter pin code. It's gonna be 6969. Watch it. I thought that worked. 6969 is not it. We're freaking serious right now? And we also kind of just screwed around until the morning. Dude, ow! Frick you! If freaking you can play me with a trank arrow, you are so dumb. Day 45, we just got some materials on top of a mountain here, and we were also looking for the Giga. That's what I was talking about. I was like, we gotta get enough gunpowder to be prepared to take this thing down, and we were now trying to find a decent level one. Oh, what is up here? What? Oh, is that a Giga? I think it is. Is it? Let me peep. Yeah, that's a Giga. That's a yellow Giga, dog. Oh,
If I could get a water jar.
There he is. The demon himself.
What level?
24. Ah.
Not great, but I mean at the same time.
That's a Giga, bro. That'll, yeah.
A Giga is a Giga.
The Giga is a Giga. Day 46, we kind of hanged around this same area just to see what we could find here, and we knew we weren't really, honestly, that prepared. So we're gonna need to go back, make sure we have all the narcs we can possibly get on day 47, and yeah, it was time to fly over there and get a Giga. And after a little bit of searching on day 48, we found not one but 2 Gigas.
That's a daddy level right there.
Oh, another one. Another Giga. Hold up. 60.
Dylan?
Ooh, 60.
What?
60 Giga right in front of us.
Oh, sheesh.
Okay, that guy, that is really scary. Dude, look above you, right behind you, dude. Look at that. Holy.
Okay.
Just keep going. You got it, you got it. Keep going.
No. Flyer behind.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna go in.
He's in.
Stupid. I think that's it.
Yep.
There we go. Oh my gosh!
How'd you miss that dart?
I don't know, cause I'm stupid.
I was ready to say.
Yes!
Thank God.
Let's go! Sorry, sorry.
Is he gonna be out of the...
Oh my
If
gosh.
he wakes up, is he... Look at the stupidity.
Yo. Are you gonna be good here and I go get some more?
Me? Yeah.
Okay. Just so I was completely certain that he wouldn't wake up, I went back, got even more narcs, but this was completely unnecessary. We bought everything we needed there, and yeah, we'd have a fully tamed Giga. Oh, dude, this would be a sick thumbnail right here, bro.
I told him now, quit playing, running around like them.
There he goes. He's tame. He's Shaq is, yeah.
Named him Kuchad.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Here, tell him to stop falling. Dude, Giga Chad. Dude, he is scary, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I would put him in a cryopod, then bring him back. Day 49 was a whole lot of... Day 50, I went back to destroy the base, and it was not worth it. I mean, I just did it just because I could. If we're being honest, there was nothing in there. It was absolutely useless. I guess a parachute, which I completely forgot about. I don't know why. It's such a useful item, and you can literally just not take fall damage when you fall off stuff, so it's nice. And I also got another RG just because I could. I'm not really sure. And I took a pose with all my creatures, and that was it. And that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to check out any of my friends in the video, their link will be in the description, and I hope you enjoyed it. This video took a very long time to make, so of course if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, you know everything. And yeah, with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Later.